Not only do some cops make up their own laws and act like they're above the law, but many cops constantly lie to citizens simply to feed their egos. Today we're talking about lying cops who came across people who put them back in their place. Let's go to the video. When a cop pulled over a guy who was cruising and minding his own business, he assumed that the guy needed to flash his ID. Little did the cop know he had stumbled upon someone savvy about their rights and skilled at asserting them. The guy was cooperative and showed his ID but asked for a straightforward reason for the stop. The officer mumbled something about a routine ID check. Unbeknownst to him, this move was questionable at best, especially considering citizens have the right to stay anonymous under the Fourth Amendment until they commit a crime, which the guy clearly hadn't. Things took a turn when the guy sought the cop's name and badge number, and the officer refused to identify himself, oblivious to the mandatory obligation when asked by a citizen.
What's up, buddy?
What up?
Hey, man, you got your ID on you?
Why'd you pull me over?
So I'm just doing an ID check right now, okay?
That's totally illegal.
What's that?
That is totally illegal.
You just came out of that Waffle House?
Why did you pull me over?
Why did I pull you over?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What's your name and badge number?
Why are you being like this?
Why did you pull me over?
Why did I pull you over?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I believe you have someone with a warrant in there, okay, under the name of Christopher Vick. And I am trying to ID you. What is your first and last name?
Listen, this is my last time telling you. Leave me alone.
Okay.
Leave me
Did you
alone.
use your turn signal back there?
What's your name and badge number?
What is your, did you use your turn signal? Turn
What
out of there.
is your
Did you
name?
use your turn signal?
What is your name and
Say
badge
bye.
number?
Say bye.
When he realized he couldn't have a straightforward chat with this cop, the guy had a simple request: get the supervisor or boss on the line. However, the officer, thinking he was top of the seniority, pretended to be deaf. Fabricating a tale, he claimed the stop was for endangering traffic, despite confessing earlier about wanting an ID check. Seeing through the officer's lies, the guy was about to question the contradiction when another cop appeared at the driver's opposite window. Don't these cops understand that their focus should be on making people feel safer, not surrounded and threatened by armed officers?
Badge number.
Officer Benz with Conjoy Police Department, badge number 95.
Yes, sir. Get your supervisor for me.
He's up north on a traffic stop right now.
I need to talk to your superior. Who's the chief of police?
Chief Amber.
Can you call him?
No.
This is an emergency.
What's an emergency?
You pulled me over for absolutely no reason, bro.
You got
No reason. No reason. Look at me. Look at me. Why are you lying to me? Why are you lying to me?
You. I swear
Bro,
you are not lying.
All right, so when you first just came up to the car, you said, I'm doing an ID check. You know it's not a stop and ID state, right? Do you know that about Tennessee?
100%.
Okay, so why did you pull me over? I just went to the Mount Juliet Police Department and filed a complaint and said you guys were harassing me.
What are we harassing you about?
You just pulled me over, bro.
Okay.
For no reason.
I need you to get out of the car now.
No.
Yes, sir.
Officer Benz. Hey, I got a quick question for you. What's your name and badge number?
Officer Johnson.
Officer Johnson. Is it legal to pull people over and do an ID check? Just don't look at him, just answer for me.
Did you say your license is suspended?
No, hey, listen, I just asked one question. He hasn't seen my license.
Officer Johnson, the cop from the passenger's side, struggled with the basic identification and only revealed his name. Whoa. However, his knowledge seemed to end there. When a guy questioned if cops had the right to stop anyone for an ID check, Officer Johnson confidently claimed that they could. Like his colleague, he seemed to believe that he was above the law, inventing rules as he pleased. It makes you wonder why they swore to uphold citizens' constitutional rights if they think they can stop anyone without a valid reason. Another cop joined the scene and the guy posed the same question. This officer replied that it depended on the reason for the stop, prompting him to turn to the first cop and inquire about the rationale.
No, hey, Mr. Johnson, I want to talk to you. Can you lean back down for me? Is it legal to pull somebody over for an ID check? That Tennessee is not a stop and ID state. Right?
Okay. You got to get out of the car, sir. Identify yourself.
Mr. Johnson.
It's not a stop and ID state. However,
Thank you.
Supreme Court's case, Kansas v. Glover.
You're going to get out of the car or identify yourself now. That is my corporal right there.
Perfect. What up, my man? Hey, what's your name?
Corporal Cameron, Matt.
Corporal Cayman. Hey, listen, my name, well, I don't even want to say my name right now. I just got one question for you, okay? I was asking all of them.
That's fine.
Is it legal to pull somebody over to ask for their ID?
What are you talking about?
He said, it's on, don't lie, miss, okay? It's on video, everything.
The line cop began to fumble as he couldn't justify why he initiated the stop. In a desperate attempt, he fabricated a new reason, citing the guy's alleged failure to use a seatbelt. Fortunately, the guy had it all on camera, providing evidence that the cop initially stated the stop's reason was an ID check, which is an unlawful justification.
Stopping for, he wasn't using his turn signal, was turning left out of here. Yes, but
He sounds a little nervous.
your turn signal.
Mr. Bennis, what was the first thing I asked you when you walked up to my car?
Okay. Well, I don't
Very first thing.
That exact thing I pulled you over for.
Very first thing I asked.
You said, why'd you pull me over?
And what did you say?
To identify you.
Boom.
Okay.
Why are we here? This is outrageous. And I just told him, I just went up to the Mount Juliet Police Department. I don't know if it's him, him and a black car. They follow me home every day. Every day.
Okay.
Every day.
I got you.
Right?
Okay.
Every day.
Okay.
Anytime they see me, oh, there's that car. But I'm not going for it. I went and filed a complaint, and I knew this dude. I knew he would take the bait.
Okay.
Why is he pulling me over? To ID me.
Okay.
Don't you think that's outrageous?
So his probable cause, from what I heard from him, is because
This third cop was the last hope to defuse the situation. However, these cops seem to have missed the memo on de-escalation and only know how to escalate things when their questionable authority is challenged. The cop tried to explain that the reason for stopping him was a couple of traffic violations. The catch was that the guy was in a parking lot the whole time, not on the road, so he didn't have to follow regulations. At that point, even more cops surrounded his car from all sides, making the guy understandably nervous. They acted as if they were dealing with a major criminal. The guy informed them that he would file a complaint against all these cops involved in this unwarranted stop and demand for ID.
use your turn signal.
Do you know that you don't have to use a turn signal in a parking lot?
Is that it?
Yes, sir. That's on the road.
Hang on. No,
This
what
is a
parking lot, brother?
Waffle House. It's
You talking
private.
about- hold on.
Okay.
You talking about turning out on this main road. right?
No, sir. No, sir. He's talking about when I turn.
I'm talking about right there. When you
All right,
turn
when you-
onto Adams Lane.
All right, when you turn out on a main road, you have to obey all traffic laws, which means signal and a stop, like it's a stop sign. Okay, when you're going onto a main road, if it's going in another parking lot, no, you wouldn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that's his probable cause for the stop. And you are more than welcome to file a complaint. I'll be up there to answer it. Or if you want to speak to the chief, you can wait till he comes in. You can call him tomorrow morning, or this morning actually. He'll be in at 8 o'clock.
I cannot believe.
Okay.
I cannot believe this is going on right now.
So
I cannot believe this is going on right now.
I got you.
How many police officers are here? I'm starting to feel a little nervous.
Okay. Well, don't feel nervous. You
Yeah.
want to back him up? And
It would
talk?
be nice, right?
Everybody back up over.
What?
When they heard that, the third cop ordered the others to back off and said he would take care of the situation. The guy then tried to explain to him that he had everything on video and could confirm that his colleagues had pulled him over illegally. However, this cop didn't even want to hear it. He only insisted that he was sure his colleague had a valid reason for the stop. Yeah, right.
He reprimanded.
Okay.
Bro pulled me over for absolutely no reason.
All right. So what I'm gathering is he pulled you over for not using your turn
No, to check my ID because I looked at him.
because you looked at him.
Yes, I looked at him, and he's a big man, right?
Okay.
He wanted to do a power trip,
Okay.
and now we're here,
Now we're here.
and I'm unlawfully pulled over.
Okay. So I don't think you're unlawfully pulled over, and I don't believe you are because he said the turn signal.
Can we go back to his car and watch that really quick?
You cannot, no sir,
But why?
because you have to request that through our department.
Mm.
Okay. And there's a simple paperwork that you can fill out. You can either do it online or you can just call up there and records will be able to direct you to the correct paperwork. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can fill that out. They'll get it to you immediately because it's all uploaded before we even get off shift. Before we get off at 6 o'clock. So you can call up there at 8 o'clock, request it. Right?
Do y'all work with the sheriff's office too?
No,
Are the
she
sheriffs
stopped
over?
here?
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know where she was.
The guy sensed that the cops were probably profiling him based on his skin color, given his history of frequent encounters with the police. In reality, the first cop identified the driver through the license plates and decided to pull the guy over and demand his ID simply to satisfy his ego. When the guy asked if he could leave, the cop insisted that he could only do so if he provided his driver's license. Realizing the guy hadn't committed any crime, the cop then claimed to have a reasonable suspicion for a traffic violation, citing evidence on their car's dash cams. Another case of a lying cop.
But their radios, they can hear our radio traffic, and whenever it comes
Did you
out,
run my license plate by chance?
I have not, no sir. I just showed up. You see me parked right there.
I'm talking about him. When he had when he called and said blah blah blah.
Yeah, he would have called out the license plate, yes sir.
Okay. Sorry, makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I'm having a lot of trouble with Wilson County in general.
okay, I got you.
Sheriffs, police. I just wrote the sheriff's office
Right.
a letter. You know why? Because they harassed me.
Okay.
A dude, he came onto my property and said, I don't need permission. I'm a goddamn cop. Get the out of here, bro.
I got you.
Like this, it's just power trip.
I don't know how Wilson County Sheriff's Department works.
But I
Can't help you there.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
So
So
if we could just keep this to where I can kinda,
I would love to just go home. I would
got
love to go home.
well, if you give me your driver's license, I'll get you.
But why do I have to give? Or do you suspect me of a crime?
I suspect that you violated a traffic violation.
Can I see that? Do you have proof of that?
It is on our car cam, body cam footages, and you can request that just like I told you, sir.
So you're gonna make me unwillfully give you my license or what?
No, sir, I'm not going to make you unwillfully. I'm going to ask you, and you're going to hopefully give it to me, so that way I don't have to remove you from the vehicle.
So-
And the situation took another turn for the worse when the cop couldn't handle someone not complying with all his demands. He threatened the guy, saying he would forcibly pull him out of the car and confiscate his ID if he didn't do so voluntarily. This tyrant cop even warned him about the possibility of going to jail for resisting and obstructing the police. Yet another item on the list of things cops seem to misunderstand about their job. Resisting and obstructing the police is a secondary offense, and this guy couldn't possibly have been arrested for that.
So if I don't give you my license,
Yes, sir.
you're gonna take me out of the car.
Yes, sir. Sir, I do not.
You just ran my plates.
Brother, I didn't run it. I just got here. I've been at the front of the car with you the whole time. I am literally the supervisor, and I'm here to mediate the situation to make it better and not worse.
Well, tell him he was wrong and let me go home.
I can't do that. Because he is a law enforcement officer. He observed the traffic violation. He stopped you for it. Okay? If you want to sue or argue or make a lawsuit, that is something that you can do. But at this time right now, I need you to identify yourself, little sir.
Or am I gonna go to jail?
If you don't identify yourself, it is called resisting a law enforcement officer.
Am I gonna go to jail?
When a man was gathering signatures for a petition, he found himself on a woman's porch when the cops approached him. The woman who signed the man's petition saw the police action not only as a violation of the man's rights, but also of her own rights. Cops can't threaten to arrest someone for collecting signatures, right? Citizens have the right to protest, associate, and make petitions. However, these cops didn't care about the man's activities. They demanded his ID and threatened to arrest him if he didn't comply. The police officers accused him of solicitation, even though the man was merely collecting signatures.
I do too.
Put your hand behind your back.
For what?
Put your other hand behind your
My
back.
kids is right there.
Okay.
You don't gotta tell
You're
them
either gonna follow instructions or you're gonna go to jail.
what instructions.
Come over
Has
here
he
and talk
broken
to
the
me,
law?
like I said.
Has he broken the law?
That's what I'm asking. What law am I breaking? That's what I'm trying to ask.
Has he broken the law?
You ain't told me nothing.
Look, we don't want.
Soliciting without a permit.
Soliciting what?
Whatever you're soliciting.
So you don't even know what I'm doing.
He's soliciting. That's
Yeah.
why we're trying to over here and talk to me.
Just
Thank you.
keep that rolling.
I'm recording. You don't have to get off my porch.
Oh yeah, I really don't care. I'm just for a problem. I'd rather get out of the report. So what's up?
If there's problems, if you don't want him doing that, then that can be done. But like, he's not doing anything wrong.
Where's your ID?
He lives here.
Give me your ID.
For what?
Has he broken the law? Is he committing a crime?
Soliciting without a
Soliciting
permit.
what? Soliciting. I never asked anybody for any money or anything. What am I soliciting?
And what are you doing?
Have I asked you for any money?
No.
So what am I? I'm not
He hasn't tried
soliciting
to sell
money.
me anything.
Yeah.
And what are you doing?
Collecting signatures, that's what I'm doing. I can do that.
What?
It doesn't matter. I can do that.
It does matter.
We have a right to.
caller, which is why we're here making contact with you.
Okay. What does the caller tell you? I didn't ask nobody for any money or anything. For what?
Okay, where's your ID at?
See, they ask all the questions, but they don't want to answer no questions.
you fail to identify yourself, you're gonna go to jail.
But he's not committed a crime and he's not doing anything wrong. We have the right. We have the right to petition in this country.
Back under arrest.
No, I'm not.
Turn around and put your hands
I got
behind
the
your
right
back.
to
You're under
petition.
arrest.
What am I going to arrest for?
Can I have your badge number,
Hindering
sir?
and opposing. Turn around and put your hands.
Hindering
behind your
what?
back.
There's no investigation because there's been no crime committed. Okay, well, don't play with my rights. I need your badge number.
The woman attempted to defend the man, but the cop continued to escalate the situation. Perhaps realizing their mistake, their egos prevented a simple apology and departure. Instead, they kept digging themselves into a deeper hole. When the woman asked for their name and badge numbers, both cops remained silent. However, they were obligated to provide that information, especially as they were on her property. Then one of the cops informed the man that he was under arrest and instructed him to turn around and place his hands behind his back. When the man asked the reason for his arrest, the cop's response was to wait and he'll soon find out. Besides the obligation to identify themselves, officers must provide a reason for an arrest before taking someone into custody.
Put your hands behind your back.
I'm the one. I live in the front of
You
there.
are under arrest.
I live in the front up there. I just told you that.
Deputy
Turn around
Hamilton, and
put
who are
your
you?
hands behind your
I'm
back.
Luan.
Can I have your badge number, officer?
Hands behind your
What are you
back.
asking for?
How many times do I gotta tell you to put your hands behind your back?
Please don't do this right now.
That's my name, right?
How many times are we gonna do this? Turn around. You're under arrest.
What you gonna do with the kid?
You're under arrest.
I said what you gonna do about my
We'll
kid.
figure that out. Turn around.
You'll figure that out. Seriously? What's he under arrest
There you
for?
go. Let's do this.
Oh, you don't need this.
Give it to
Here,
me.
take it. Please. I'm in up there.
Yeah. What's your badge number, officer? You legally
You
have
don't
to
need
provide that to
Oh,
me.
do this.
You're
You have
on
to
my
provide
property, on my camera, under my surveillance, with my sticker in the window, and you owe me a badge number, both of you.
Both of you. Get you that. She asked
When
you
you're
right
finished,
now.
I need a badge number now, or I'm going to have them call them, and then I'll have your superiors come down here. There are due processes that you need to follow as officers, and you're not, so please give me your badge number.
The woman once again tried to explain to the cops that they had to provide her with their badge numbers. She intended to file a complaint against them for not adhering to the protocols that cops must follow while on her property. However, the cop who arrested the man for collecting signatures informed the woman that he was currently dealing with the man and not her. It was his way of avoiding the situation where he would have to identify himself. Another officer agreed with his colleague, assuring the woman that he would provide her with his information once they had finished dealing with the man.
Processes that you need to follow as officers, and you're not, so please give me your badge number. I'm not asking you for anything else but a badge number.
I'm dealing with him, not you.
Oh,
You're on my property, on my camera, under my surveillance, so we have a problem.
I haven't even done
Because you
anything.
definitely tripping.
I'm talking to her. You told her I'm solicitor. How am I solicitor? I'm not asking any money. I ain't asking nobody for any money.
I'll take y'all home in a second.
Yeah, I can do that. I'm asking.
Walk down here, sir. Walk
Hey, stay with her. Stay with her. Take her home.
Come on here.
The woman then called the arrested man's wife, explained what happened, and assured her that she would bring her children home. It turned out that the man was a neighbor and they were collecting signatures in the neighborhood. If he hadn't bothered the woman and she hadn't reported him, the cops definitely had no right to arrest this man on someone else's property. He came to collect a signature from a person that he knew didn't sell her anything and didn't scam her. They were neighbors. The cops were so out of line that they arrested an innocent man in front of his kids and then had the audacity to question the woman about her ability to take the kids home because they claimed they weren't sure they were safe with her. However, this woman then put them back in their place and chased them back into the police car. These cops should have been fired immediately.
Was that really necessary to do in front of his kids? Y'all is wrong as hell, and he lives here. I got the utmost respect for you. Here's your mom. I got the utmost respect for you officers when you come out here and look out, but he lives here and he was on my porch and he didn't start a thing. And y'all is wrong. Every last bit of this was wrong and y'all done messed up. You messed up. You messed up. I'm finna take these babies home. They arrested people that live here. Collecting signatures is our legal.
A female officer pulled over two guys claiming that they had encountered some kind of traffic stop checkpoint, whatever that meant. She asked them if they had anything to drink that night. However, they didn't want to answer her questions because she stopped them for no apparent reason. She once again explained that this was a checkpoint, which she probably made up on the spot, and then ordered them to pull into a parking lot. The guys in the car were confused, but did what they were asked, all the while wondering what the heck a traffic stop checkpoint was.
Hi, can you want to run it down, please?
That's fine.
I'm Officer Benson with the Murfreesboro Police Department. This is the Field Sobriety Checkpoint. Have you had anything to drink tonight?
I do not have to answer that question.
This is the Field Sobriety Checkpoint.
I understand
we're
that, but I
conducting
don't have to
the
answer
Field
that
Sobriety
question.
Checkpoint to ensure that. Okay, why don't you pull over right there for me? Pull in that parking lot. to
In the
left.
parking lot?
Yes, please.
Okay.
You actually don't have to.
What's a field sobriety checkpoint?
I think she just made that up, honestly.
Remember, just if she tells you to get out of the car, just say, am I being detained?
Should I turn the vehicle around?
I just pull up here like in these parking spaces.
I don't want to be trapped.
Yeah. I mean, this is fine right here.
What's going on, brother? Sergeant Cox.
A new cop then approached the vehicle and immediately escalated the situation. He told the guy who was driving to get out of the car because he was being detained. Can you guess why? The cop claimed that the guy was driving drunk even though they didn't conduct any tests to prove that he was under the influence. Faced with limited options, the guy realized he had to get out of the car.
Okay. This officer's going to ask you to step out. Need you to step out, step back here to the rear of the car. All right, take field sobriety. Okay? Leave the car running. We'll leave the windows up for them because I don't need them freezing to death, okay? We do need you to step out, step back here for
Am
me,
I being
okay?
detained?
Yes, sir, you are.
What crime have I committed to be?
Sir,
What crime have I committed to be detained?
you've been drinking. This is a field sobriety checkpoint, okay? Need you to step out of your car,
Sir, how
please.
did you confirm that I was drinking?
Sir,
How have you confirmed that I've been drinking?
Name and badge
you
number.
can smell it for one, okay? Like I said, the officer detected it. Need you to step out of the car.
Okay, can I get a name and badge number?
269 Sergeant Cox.
Looks like I don't have much of a choice here.
No, you say you're being detained.
Thank you, sir, very much.
Keep the camera on us.
This officer, please, so take care of it. Guys, I'm going to roll this window up so you can stay warm.
Nope, keep it down. We want to hear what's going on, actually.
Okay, no problem. No
All right.
problem. I just didn't want you guys freezing to death.
I appreciate that,
Whatever you said one thing, whatever you said the other one, all right?
I appreciate it.
It's not a problem, fellas, okay?
All right, thanks.
When the guy finally got back into his car, he questioned the cop, rightfully so, about violating his constitutional rights. The cop, in response, claimed that they had to react because the man supposedly admitted to drinking, which wasn't true. This cop lied, seemingly oblivious to the fact that the guy had a video to prove otherwise. It's as if the cop expected them to get scared and comply with whatever he wanted. The frustrating part is that the cop didn't even realize he was violating their rights. At the very least, he knew how to introduce himself and provide his badge number when asked. Bravo. However, it is far from commendable that these are the only things a cop concerned with citizen safety seems to know.
This park.
There you go. All right, stay warm. What's got?
Okay,
Yes, sir.
number one, as officers, when you became officers, did you not swear an oath to uphold the Constitution?
We uphold the law, okay? These are deemed to be legal in the state of Tennessee, okay? And anytime you enter a checkpoint, the officer just says that they've got an odor of alcohol coming from the car, okay? Which you said you've been drinking. Doesn't mean you're drunk, okay?
I never said
Well,
that.
you didn't have to, okay? Then we're going to pull you out of the car, all right? Talk to you for a minute, conduct a series of field sobriety tests. If you're not intoxicated, you're free to go. If you're intoxicated, then unfortunately, we have to do our job, which is enforce the law and arrest you for DUI. As you can see, got you out, gave you a couple real quick tests, okay? We've been courteous, we've been kind, we're cutting you loose. Ready to go. Okay?
I have a question for you, sir.
One last question. How much did this Freedom trailer here cost the American taxpayers?
Not sure, sir. It's not our trailer, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, whose jurisdiction is that trailer?
That would be Smyrna.
Smyrna, and they are here in Murfreesboro city limits.
No,
Why?
sir, they're not in Murfreesboro city limits. They are here tonight working with us, yes, in coalition with the THP. The way that works is they can be here, and we use their equipment because they fall under the jurisdiction of the state. Okay, as long as we're helping them or assisting them, we can do that.
Okay, I'll have
All
to
right?
check on that. And one last time, name and badge number, please.
Officer Benson, 866.
866.
You mind if I ask you a really quick question?
Sergeant Cox, 269. No, go ahead, sir.
I mean, the first one is the signs are placed when, after you pass the sign, there's nowhere to turn off. So you're supposed to have the option to avoid once you see the sign.
There actually is a turnaround. Okay,
Coming in
the
westbound.
law's very clear. Okay, if you do a U-turn and you turn around and you go back, as long as you do it
Legally.
correctly and legally,
we can't stop you.
Okay.
Okay. So you do have that option. Okay. That is written in the law.
Okay. I didn't know that. I appreciate that.
No, sir.
The last question I have is: do you feel this is right? I mean, do you feel this is do you feel this might be kind of an abuse of the Constitution to just arbitrarily pull everyone
Sir, I don't
over?
make the laws. I just enforce.
So I understand that.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand,
You can
but-
disagree with them all day long. The laws are written a certain way. All I can do is enforce those laws. Okay.
Okay, and you know, when I was growing up, I wanted to be a police officer, and I never in a million years would I ever envision myself sitting on a cold roadway, just arbitrarily questioning people. I've done nothing wrong. I can't imagine as you probably want to be a police officer.
Okay, it's as simple as this. It's, how are you doing today? My name is Sergeant Cox. Conducting a field sobriety checkpoint. Got anything to drink? No. If I don't detect the odor of alcohol, say have a good night. We move you on through.
We haven't been drinking, so I don't know where the odor came from. Though I mean that just boggles my mind that she smelled alcohol.
Okay. So nobody in the truck's been drinking at all?
No.
I have a field sobriety test kit in the car, and if you'd be willing to take one, I'd be willing to get down and take one.
No, I'm not going to really do anything.
Have a good night.
Hey, I'd like to ask you something if you don't mind.
Have a good night, gentlemen.
Of course, he wants to ignore it.
Not giving us.
All right, let's find out.